Hello and welcome to Silkeborg, Denmark. It's the host city for the World Women's Curling Championship 2019. This quaint and very charming city is nestled on the Gudenau River and home to 43,000 people. The welcoming city is also home to World Championship curling inside the Silkeborg Sports Center. As athletes and fans are making their way inside, they're looking forward to some fantastic curling action. Our feature matchup tonight is Korea versus the United States. My name is Ann Swisshelm, and I'm alongside Olympic champion Rona Howie, bringing you the action live from Silkeborg, Denmark. This is an exciting matchup tonight between these teams. Each of the countries gets recognized before the draw. As we meet the teams, playing lead for Korea, Kim Soo-jin. At second, Yang Tae. At third, it's Kim Hae-ri. And skip is Kim Min-ji. Monica Walker is the lead for the United States. Playing second stones, Taylor Anderson. At third stones and vice skip, Sarah Anderson. And skip for Team USA is Jamie Sinclair. There are 13 countries who are playing for this championship, and you can see the standings there. We've got two teams without a loss sitting atop. That's China and our feature match, Korea. All around the rink, every sheet is in action. On sheet A, Finland versus Scotland. On sheet C, Latvia is playing Canada. On sheet D, Denmark versus Sweden. Our main focus, of course, Korea versus the United States, but we will be checking in on the games around the rink. It's an exciting time for both these teams. Rona, what can we expect to see from this matchup tonight?
Yeah, I think we'll see a lot of stones in play. Both teams have got experience, but USA have got a lot more experience in the world women's scene than this young Korean team. But they've just been at World Juniors and World University Games and now straight to World Women's. So the Koreans are gaining so much experience.
Yeah, it's been an epic season for the young Korean team. They won the Pacific Championship. They won a World Cup. They were right in line to win a second World Cup. And here they are at their first World Championship. And 2-0 to start out.
Yep, certainly had a really good start to the competition. USA are 1-1. It's a long week. They've got 12 round-robin games to play. So it's still early doors, but you want to get as many wins on the board as you can at this stage.
Let's do it. Let's go. I'll get your rock.
So by virtue of the draw shot challenge, or the last stone draw, which is a competition held just after practice, you can see that information. Korea, very proficient, and with that low number, beating the United States, they will have the last stone advantage in the first end. Monica Walker,
Pretty good.
originally from the Boston area, lives in Minneapolis, gets Team USA underway.
I'm good. Top four. 7. Really curling. Really curling. 5. 4-0. Yep. Hard all the way in, all the way in. Yep. Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go. Go.
So USA puts that stone to the top of the rings. An opportunity for Kim Soo-jin to play a takeout on her first stone.
A nice hit and roll to the wing.
Yeah, it looks like USA is happy to keep things simple this opening end.
Monica Walker's third appearance at World Women's Championship. Just clips that one out, but does enough.
Now this might be an opportunity for Korea to generate some offense.
Yeah, they can hopefully get up a corner guard now. This young team have been very good at generating twos so far this week. We sometimes think they're still young, they're still playing juniors, but their tactics are very mature.
And their shot-making proficiency is so high. That's a bit of a rare miss there, slipping into the rings, but still okay. Taylor Anderson. Needs that one to curl. It curls just enough to take out the red stone. So Yang Tae gets a chance to put the corner guard up for Team Korea. And our rules of play. The game is scheduled for 10 ends. 6 ends will be played at a minimum. Each team must complete those 6 ends within 38 minutes of thinking time. And they're allowed to take 1 60-second timeout and have their coach come out and have an interaction. USA with the peel, keeping the field of play very clean, very simple in this opening end. This is a nice choice by Minji Kim to play the corner to the other side.
Yeah, all the play's been down the right-hand side of the sheet, so if you put it on the left, just might fox USA a wee bit into what ice they need to take for peeling.
And a well-placed stone for Yang Tae. And you are not seeing double. There is not a typo. That is Sarah Anderson. She is the identical twin sister of USA's second, Taylor Anderson. She gets her match going with a well-executed peel. Kim Hyrin gets her match underway with a draw call. So into the rings this time, Rona.
Yeah, I think Korea have now resigned themselves to the fact that this will be a blank end. So just keeping the play in the rings. They'll go into the second end to try and get something going at that end.
Now, is that a kind of normal tactic that teams are using? You've got that opportunity with the 5-rock free guard zone this year to put a lot of rocks in play.
Yeah, we've been surprised so far here this week that we've not seen more rocks out front. There's a couple of teams who have put them out, but not as many as we'd thought. And to be fair, it's still the first season for a lot of these teams to be using the 5-rock rule, so they're still experimenting, they're still learning the best way to play it. So it's still a learning curve.
Yeah, and as we go through the game, we can talk about some of the choices that are being made and when they're using those tactics, how to activate that free guard zone.
Yeah, I mean, USA could have put up a centre guard straight away at this first end, but they were quite happy to bring play into the house.
Yeah, now USA has thrown the center guard for a couple of games. They've been pretty bold. They are coming off a loss this afternoon, and you think maybe they just want to settle in, keep things simple. They haven't started with the hammer yet. This is a nice chance for skip Jamie Sinclair to settle in on her draw weight.
It's always good just to have an open house, no pressure, make that draw, be confident what your draw weight is. As you say, they had a loss earlier on today, so coming into this game, just trying to settle in and not be too clever early doors.
Yeah, as we get a look at the rock clock, so this is the number of seconds that the rock is traveling between those two thick black lines. They're called the hog lines. We got 14.3 seconds. So that's the speed of the rock. It's lovely speed here at the Sports Center in Silkeborg.
Yeah, the ice has been great this week. Nice and fast and good big swings on both hands, which is exactly what the players are looking for.
Kim Min-ji. Steady thrower. Quite proven in her very short career. Hits and sticks right on the nose.
Yeah, Kim Min-ji and her team have been at the World Juniors the last 4 years, and they've had a 6th, a 5th, a 4th and a bronze place finish. So they're working their way up the order in the juniors. They've still got a couple of years left in the juniors, but here they are competing on the world women's scene.
And they absolutely smashed the scene wide open with wins at the World Cup and the Pacific Championship. And with that final hit and stick, that completes USA's shots for the first end and gives Korea a chance to hit and roll out and blank the end. USA's got to be happy to have a nice, calm start.
Kim Min-ji still got to play this.
Yeah, and they're working to hold the line. Looks like no problem. Easily makes that hit and roll out of play. The blank score. It means Team Korea will retain the last stone advantage. We're 0-0 after 1.
Lines of hair tight. 5. Gotta go. Yep. Is it just 3? Okay, just 3 then.
And we're back for the second end of play. Korea versus USA at the LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2019. First end for these teams was very simple, very clean. Looks like end 2 we might be seeing something a little bit different.
Yep, 2 guards in play already, so that's a good sign that we're maybe going to see some stones in behind and get a guddle going.
Monica Walker is being asked to come around the center guard she placed with her first stone.
Go, go, go for line. 5. Gotta go. 4.
This one's really curling.
Hard tape.
Caught the wrong side of that. She was trying to come round the high side and just tight and light.
Yeah, it just didn't have the legs to get where it needed to go.
Korea just ignoring them. They're going to try and come round their corner.
Yeah, so one of the things I'd like you young curlers at home to notice is how much communication this Korean team uses. It is constant, it is all the way down the ice.
And even after shots have been played, they still communicate. They're always trying to better themselves. They're looking for ways to improve. So it's always constant feedback.
Like that better? Okay, Tay.
So that one just slips back T virtually to the back ring and gives USA a second chance now to use this center guard.
Yeah, and it's going to be Taylor Anderson's job to kind of read off of what Monica Walker just threw. Get down this path.
6, 7. Starting to curl. Go, Sarah. Yeah, Sarah. Nice. Hard, Sarah. Hard, Sarah.
And that is a pretty huge swing happening there.
Good weight. 13.6. Yeah.
Their center weight was fine. It was just the line was tight. But as you say, it certainly took a big swing.
Yeah, it almost seemed to surprise Team USA how much the curl came right there.
Korea have now got the chance to play the hit and roll behind cover. You see the green lights there, just saying that the throw is legal. It was released before the hog line. This one's not curling enough to get the inside. Jamie Sinclair just having a look to see whose second shot.
She thinks it's USA. That is good news. That means that they're closer to the center of the rings than the Korean stone in the back of the 12-foot.
10, 5.
Wow, does that stone finish?
Oh, and she's going to get a great roll here. What a shot. They didn't want to go that far. They were going behind the center.
Yeah, but it works well, doesn't it?
Take that. Yep.
And he's got to be pleased. That's Team USA's coach, Brian Cochran. He's from Ontario, Canada. And he's a busy guy this week as he's got to leave on Wednesday to go play in the senior national championship for Canada. He's a 2-time champion and wants to make it 3 times. So he's going to turn the reins over to US's national coach, Pete Fenson, at the end of the week.
So you can see the line there. This stone's got quite a long way still to curl. A really good effort.
Yeah, it's a wonderful effort. And Lee Sung-jin, coach for Korea, looks on.
I think it's gonna move a bit here.
Never shows much emotion.
He's got to be thrilled, though, with the season this team's having.
He's been at every single competition with these young girls, and you know, he's done a great job developing them as fast as he has.
11, 4, 12. Yep.
Yeah, and you can see
11, 2.
Taylor Anderson taking care of her sister, Sarah's shot.
Nice shot.
USA play a beautiful little hit double run, touch shot in the rings. Now does this kind of situation make Team Korea nervous? There's a lot of US stones sitting in the rings.
There are, but the situation for USA, although they're lying 3, they're in a good position. If Korea can play a great hit and flop behind cover, it would certainly give them an opportunity to try for 2 here. The only problem Korea have got is that USA have got 2 centre guards if they get round there first. Can they hold this? Nice shot.
Yeah, that's a delicate weight, little hit and roll. Incredibly swept for Kim Hye-rin.
Yeah, this is a good call to come around the centre. Because if they come to the wing, that's exactly what Korea want them to do. Whereas if they come around the centre and bury it, Korea are going to have to probably go for the run back or clear.
5. Got room. 4, 5. 3.
So can USA manage this big swinging?
2.
No, it's way
Turn.
short. And when you have that big swing, you need ounce more running weight-wise to get around.
Yeah, so while Korea handles that, we'll take a look at Denmark and Sweden.
Sweden lying 1. Anna Hasselberg. Draw for 2.
Det går väldigt rakt. Har inte brytning. Den är lugn, Sara.
So Sweden just need to bite the 8 foot for second shot. Sweepers seem happy. Great shot. So 2 on the board for Sweden. First end over Denmark.
And a nice start there for the reigning Olympic champions from Sweden. We'll take a look at Finland and Scotland in the first end.
Scotland lying 1. Lauren Gray.
Line's good. Line's
Alternate players brought in.
line, guys. Yeah, line.
Sophie Jackson unfortunately is injured.
Line's good. Hard, yep. Hard line. Line's good.
So a great chance here to score 2.
Where are we? Hard, yep. You're really good.
Need to pass the top red.
Go, 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 go.
Just catches it.
Okay.
So it's a score of 1 for Scotland. First end over Finland.
And while we were taking a look at some of the action around the arena, Team Korea made a fantastic draw underneath all the cover. They sit 1 and 2, forcing Team USA skip to a difficult touch shot in a critical situation in this second end.
Yep, yep, stay on it. Yep,
Oh,
go, go,
what
go,
a
go.
lovely shot.
Nice shot.
Super sweeping from USA's front end. with a well-placed stone for Jamie Sinclair.
Really good throw.
And based on the choices Korea's making, looks like USA is count stone.
Yeah, and this is where, you know, USA tried to come around. They came up short, so Korea took the chance, but Korea had to finish top tee. They couldn't give USA anything to freeze on top of.
So by top tee, you mean in the upper half of the rings that we're looking at right now?
Yeah, so you want them to control that 4-foot area at the top, so it's very difficult for your opposition to get shot past you. But now Korea are having to clear up really at the front. Both these yellows can go, they could clear both, but it would give USA an opportunity to come right in again and lie too. So caught too much of that, didn't remove both yellows and have left a centre guard, which can be used by Korea. It is red. They could raise it up, but certainly you would want to be USA in this position right now.
Yeah, looking pretty good for USA to possibly steal a point here in the second end. This is USA's last stone.
And how an end can turn. When USA came up short, Korea had the chance to come in, lie to, which they did, but just their stone placement wasn't good enough. And great draw from Jamie Sinclair. Has set up the potential of a steal.
And now it's up to the skip to put a guard, block any access Korea might have to making a run back, looks like.
Okay, line's good. 2. Whoa, over and off. 2. Over and off. Just 1. You're good.
So really nicely placed long guard that makes the run back extra difficult.
We're almost wondering with the big swing coming off the way Jamie Sinclair came in, if you come in at a tap back weight, it would finish enough to just tap it back. Because the guard is quite long. This red is open to angle in, but you've got to miss the other red.
Yeah, it looks like they're lining that up. They're going to try and angle run that back and pick the USA stone off the button. USA's got to be pleased, though. They did everything they could, and that team shot made with the skippers first. Sit count stone is pretty incredible. If you're forcing your opposition into an angle run takeout like this, that's okay.
It's a steal.
No luck there for the big shot with Team Korea. USA steals a point, and they're leading by 1 as we head into the third.
That's kind of how that feels. And then normal is like LSD. Yeah. Okay. All right, hammering the events.
Yeah, nice. curling. Go, go, go. 5, 6. Go, 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 go. Yeah, that rock is just definitely slow. That rock? Yeah, we talked about it before the game, and
You're watching live coverage from the LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2019. We are live at the Silkeborg Sports Center in Silkeborg, Denmark. USA playing Korea. USA's got a 1-point lead, and we're in the third end. All of a sudden, a little bit of switch in tactics happening here, Rona.
Yeah, USA bring the first one into the house. Last time they put up the centre guard, it did pay off for them. They managed to steal. This time, bring one in.
I think so.
Korea put up the corner.
Yeah, it's nice to see Korea ignore that stone in the center of the rings. A little brave.
All there.
Get their corner up.
3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4.
Yeah, Korea don't need to do anything daft. They've just got one corner up. Just takes one good hit and roll to set up a 2. That one's slightly over curled. It's covered the correct side though, so that Korea can't hit and roll behind the corner. But if Korea can hit and stay in the house here,
It might give them a chance to delay. USA's using the center guard. What they can't do, though, is remove that center guard from play, and this is curling really hard. If that goes all the way out of play and hits the boards, and it does, that is a violation of the 5-rock free guard zone rule, and so it is as if the stone was never thrown. Everything goes back to where it was.
I think just a 2.
And USA gets a chance to put a second guard in front.
Okay.
yeah, USA in a good position. Their stone's top of the 4-foot. If they put another guard up, Korea are going to have to clear at this end. They're going to have to chase. And that's where the lead player, their setup of every end is so critical in the whole tactical side of the game. That guard's just a bit high and off the centre line that Korea could actually use that as a corner guard.
Yeah, and it's so high that you can go all the way around it on the outside. You can hit and roll on the inside.
It's a very tight gap to come through here, though.
And is it kind of staggered in the wrong way?
It is. The one that's closest to the stone is the eye-catcher one. Oh, so close to getting that past.
Yeah, but look at this. All of a sudden, they've got 2 beautifully placed corner guards. As we take a look over at Latvia playing Canada on sheet C.
Latvia line 1. So Evita Stasa Sasune, this is her first game of the championship. She wasn't able to come at the start of the week, so her first appearance with a draw for 2 at this second end. Sweeper's working this one. On and off, must be happy. Draws the 4-foot perfectly. A score of 2. Latvia lead 2-1 over Canada after 2 ends.
And we're gonna check in on Denmark and Sweden. Denmark looking to blank this end.
They're looking for the first win on the board.
And it just over curls a bit and sits on the face of that stone, and Denmark is forced to a single point. Sweden has the hammer as they play the third. And in our feature game, while we were away, a center guard attempt over curled by Team USA and allowed Korea to hit and roll towards their corner. But it rolls a little too far. And now Sarah Anderson is being asked to take out that stone in the back of the rings. And it's a good shot, but everyone knew what was going to happen when they made it. It's behind the tee line.
Yeah, great chance for Korea to come round their corner here, sit on top on the face of that yellow stone and lie short.
And that stone doesn't quite curl as much as they would have liked, but it's in a decent position.
Yeah, they were waiting for that to curl. It just didn't finish as big as they had thought. It does lie short though, and it's on the right side of that stone. That one was looking quite high as well, but it's coming now. Doesn't want to rub off it. Ooh, just comes off the inside. Allows Korea now the chance to hit and flop and lie two guarded.
Yeah, and lie two absolutely buried underneath that corner guard. Pressure mounting for Jamie Sinclair.
Not much conversation there between the third and skip.
Yeah, that's always a tough situation. You come down to your skip and you know you've just put him into a pretty tough position. That said, Korea needs to capitalize. And this one, unlike the last, is curling so hard. Is it gonna over curl?
They still lie two, but there's a big pocket now for USA to come in and freeze.
Yeah, and it's with no hesitation that Jamie Sinclair calls this shot. She kind of knew she was gonna be playing a tough draw after the third stone landed, and she boldly sets the brush and heads down the ice.
And she doesn't have to move it. She can just sit right on top and be short. And it would make it very difficult for Korea. She played a great draw at the last end.
She sure did. Set up the steal.
Sweepers are saying it's heavy. Again, don't want to rub off it.
And sits a little out in the open. You can see the Korean skip measuring how much you can see, asking her front end for input from the far side.
There is such a big swing though there at the end once you pass the guard that although she can't see the inside, you actually can still get to the inside because of the big curl at the end. So this is all about what she leaves here for USA. It's really important where her stone finishes.
Yeah, at this point, you have such an opportunity for Korea. You know you've got 2 stones left. USA only has 1. And the only way out of this for USA is if you give them the out.
This is high of line though. They're trying to make it curl. Is she going to make contact? Oh, that's not a good result.
Wow, and with USA sitting 1, do they go underneath the center guard now?
Yeah, they should. Top 4. Round that center guard, make it really difficult.
Wow, what could have been a very crooked number, as we say. A 2 or 3 up on the board for Korea.
If we do that, she might have this too.
All of a sudden, the momentum changes.
Yeah, just because she played the tap back weight, just took too much ice.
Yeah, I like that too.
They're obviously conscious it would swing at the end, but just
Even if
took
I'm half open,
a wee bit too much.
Yeah, just need to be
Yeah, she was probably visualizing her third first shot where it just curled so hard. Now this is not a gimme draw for USA.
Similar speed?
Okay. Okay, I'll give you a hair less. Piece of the 8.
USA really wants to put all of this stone behind cover.
Yeah, she could have come round on the out turn side. She's chosen to come round on the in turn.
And if she sits half open,
she leaves a double.
You know the shot that Kim Min-ji is going to throw. So USA trying to hold this rock straight. There's no weight on that stone.
That's a couple, and that's where the feedback's so important. USA have tried to come down there a few times and come up short on that big swing.
Yeah, that's the panic, right?
So you're needing more weight with that big swing.
Yeah, so the sheet's longer. If you were to kind of draw it out and stretch out a string, it would be longer because of so much movement left to right.
So the chance now for Korea, they can tap that yellow back for 2.
Yeah, and this is the kind of shot, as a skip now you've seen multiple shots down this path.
I think I did try to add a little bit. Yeah, it wasn't enough.
Yeah, so a conversation about the weight and the feedback during the slide between Monica and Jamie. Debriefing that shot as Korea prepares to try and activate a couple of points. This is close. Does she get it?
Perfect.
Beautiful shot. Well managed. Learning from your mistakes. Hopefully a little bit of a sigh of relief for Min-ji Kim and Team Korea. They take 2 points and a 1-point lead as we will be back for the 4th end.
You mean on that last one?
Well, in general, like I feel like I'm softening mine a little. I need to be a little bit more
I need to feed mine more.
trust that the
always
finish
gonna
is
come
just
back.
very late.
Yeah, if you have the weight, right? And it's just not very fast anywhere.
A little bit lobby.
Yeah, I feel like draws are the same as last game where we just have to like get it there with our legs.
Yeah.
릴리즈 많아. 1번. 셋. 이거 지원해. 라인 있다. 라인이 좋아. 라인 좋아. 라인 넉넉해. 라인 넉넉해. 혜린이야. 약하다. 가야 돼. 얍. 받아줘야 돼. 얍. 좀만 더. 더. 조금만 더. 얍. 네, 잘했어. 못 만지게 했어. I had that board weight there, but no draws. Okay.
We're in the beginning of the fourth end at the LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2019.
I'm good.
Our feature matchup is Team USA versus Team Korea.
Lots of room. Starting to curl. 2.5, guys.
USA setting up a corner guard.
Good. Great sweep.
So we saw the corner guard used quite effectively by Team Korea last end. USA is going to look to do the same. So Korean lead, Kim Soo-jin, she's playing 77%. So that's missed accuracy throughout the tournament so far. This is their third game. It's still early in the statistical analysis portion.
And you can see because their first guard was so high, they've drawn round it, but they've come way out the other side.
Yeah, it's a 100% visible.
And they've allowed a hit and roll now for USA to be buried behind that corner guard.
And Monica Walker at 85%. She has been really steady for Team USA. Was this the commentator's curse? No, thanks to a fantastic sweep from Sarah Anderson. USA gets that stone out. They don't keep their shooter. Monica's not happy with that shot. She shakes her head, looks away.
Korea could almost put another guard up here just on the center line close to the house, because that red is not going to really help them much. It's too long. Yang-tae, she's struggled this tournament. So far, but there's a long way to go.
It is nice to see Kim Min-ji using the other turn, acknowledging what you noticed, Rona, that it's just going to curl out the other side if she keeps going the same way. That's going to help that made shot percentage a little bit.
Do you ever like behind the corner?
Let's make it good.
Nice speed should be okay.
So front end changes the shot selection for skip Jamie Sinclair. And we get Taylor Anderson
8.
having a nice start at 77%.
10.
Sweeper standing back here.
Yeah,
saying
10
it's
is.
got enough weight. Is it going to stop?
No, I was honestly, I was debating between the two.
Yeah. That hit, did I just kind of
Oh,
roll it? Was that tight?
just out, I think.
But
Yeah, disappointment.
I think
Or
it's
maybe
just
not.
close to
It's
center.
maybe still in.
Well, while Korea deals with whether or not that U.S. stone needs attention, we'll take a look at Latvia and Canada.
Yeah, Latvia lying 1. Canada have got the chance for a nose hit for 2. Chelsea Keary.
Easy. Whoa. Easy.
Off, Dana.
Clean.
Okay, clean, you're good
Doesn't
now.
want any sweeping.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Clean.
Keeping it clean, always a good sign.
Good call, Sarah.
Perfectly played, and a 2 for Canada, so they lead 3-2 over Latvia after 3 ends.
Nice, Chelsea. Good shot.
And we'll look over at Denmark and Sweden.
And Denmark lying 2, or maybe 3. That front one is counting as well. So Anna Hasselberg being forced to draw for 1.
Go, go, go.
She won't be too worried, the house is wide open, and she's got backing.
Kom hit då, rygg.
Bara er.
Kommer massor.
Sweepers
Jättefin
seem
linje.
quite happy with the weight,
14-4. Borde inte kunna skada den.
just drawing the forefoot.
Bra skött,
Bra
tjejer.
skött, tjejer.
Yeah, really well played. So Sweden take the lead, extend their lead to 3-1 after 3 ends
Fin dragning, Anna.
over the host nation.
Yeah, Denmark fighting for their first victory here. And USA fighting for draw weight. An overcorrection on the second shot leaves USA short on their draw underneath the corner. And this is a fantastic opportunity for Kim Hyrin to put some significant pressure on USA.
So they're coming round in the big swing. Important here to try and keep this top tee. Sweepers are working this very hard though to even get it there.
Look at how hard that's curling. They're just having a little bit of difficulty managing the weight out here. The big curl, you've got to wonder if something's a little different tonight maybe for these athletes. These are shots they were making with regularity earlier in the day.
And that's where the communication is key, that ice can change quite regularly. So it's how you manage it, and it's the team that gets on top of it first really that's going to succeed. There's no point in getting frustrated with the ice, it's the same for everybody. It's how you manage it. And that's all about the communication back between sweepers and thrower.
Trying to hold the line on this one.
3-9, it was good weight.
The weight was good for that one.
Yeah, it was great. They just couldn't hold the line.
That was T-line for sure. Okay. 클린. 라인 좋으면 얘기해줘.
Actually nicked the red stone it slightly into the view of the centre line. It's not completely buried now. So important for Korea to stay in the house here.
Yeah, and this one looks like Kim Hyrin kind of popped that release a little bit. It's running on them. They're trying to make that curl. And they do so very successfully.
잘했어.
Yeah, there's Jamie Sinclair trying to find the right spot to try
How much do you have it
to
at?
place a rock.
Can you put your broom in front? Like a quarter? I mean, that's not bad. It's hard, but I think just board. Board.
The hit that I threw here kind of wasn't that fast, so
Wasn't fast.
sticky.
Good to know.
Easy board.
Easy.
Whoa.
Yep. Yep.
Hard.
Hard.
Sarah Anderson has been at the World Women's as an alternate player. But first time playing.
She was my alternate at the World Championships in 2013 in Latvia.
Who won that year?
I believe it
Wait,
was
I got 12 on
Scotland.
that.
Yeah, so it's the first time Sarah's played at the World Women's. Oh, doing some stretches there.
Yeah, just. This is a very athletic endeavor. 13 countries, 12 round-robin games, powerful sweeping, powerful throwing. It takes significant strength, body control. Yeah, a little bit of extra stretch, not a bad idea.
A lot of the teams bring physios with them now.
힙이 거의 좀 있게 가니까.
여섯 반.
일단 티.
Try and get them through the week.
티.
4초?
You sometimes see the players come on as the week goes on with coloured tape holding them together.
Yeah, and now we get to see the accuracy of Kim Min-ji. She's at 74%, but for Kim Min-ji, as we saw in the third end, it's not how many shots you make, it's which ones you make.
Absolutely, it's making the key shots. Just trying to tap her own red up with it here. Didn't move it as far as she wanted to push it right into the forefoot.
Yeah. I feel like if we do that, they hit their red anywhere.
However, they do lie 4.
Yeah, they've got good command of the top of the house.
Oh, sweeping this one, trying to get some separation between the two stones. Just doesn't move it far enough.
Anywhere and like it goes right back onto it. So even if you make a great drop.
Yeah.
Can you
I
ever,
mean, yeah.
can you
You
play,
can only see a quarter.
but play this, play the
third.
roll, and maybe you have a shot at 2, but at least you'll for sure have your shot at 1, because they'll have to chase us, right?
Yeah.
Like this one will stick right here, but it'll open your scoring area up a little
How much
bit.
weight you talking?
I don't know.
Because
just-
this is, we're just gonna tap this up to the button then.
you gotta throw enough weight that you can get
Right.
that out.
I can only see a quarter of it
I
is
think
all.
board
So enough weight,
again?
I need to keep my shooter
Yeah.
too.
I think, I mean, it moves hard here, right?
Like board? Yeah, but board is just gonna tap them here is what I'm saying.
Well, I'm thinking we hit it on this and it might go right into this pocket and it'll just move it like right there.
But then they're still gonna be lying 3. They're just gonna ignore that
Yeah.
and toss up a guard and how am I
Yeah.
gonna score?
You don't like throwing peel at this one?
So USA is
we
in a
draw?
bit of a conundrum here.
Even if I'm back here.
Yeah.
Rona, if you were out there with them, what would you tell them to
As
do?
long as she can't get at it, then
You got this.
I think
That's
they've
what we're
got
giving for
to look at the
LSD,
way
a
that the
bit
green
more
stones are placed, and
Just gotta get by that corner.
is there any chance they can get a good hit and roll to set up a 2? If not, it's a case of they have to make sure they can score.
Yep.
So it's weighing up what And Jamie as a skip, it's her that's to throw it. She's got to be confident with what. And there you could hear the team just kind of changing her mind a bit.
Teeth, but back forward
And
is okay.
she's the one that's got to throw it. She's got to be happy with what she's playing.
Yeah, the thing about it is Monica's point, if even if you do get underneath there, Korea's can touch that redstone almost anywhere with a little bit of weight and run it straight back.
But do you know what? Leave them that hard shot.
Yeah.
Because you've got to play the come around and put the pressure onto Korea.
Yeah, make them make something.
Yeah, don't you play the hard shots. Let your opposition do it. Oh, this is curling though. Slight as well.
Yeah, just the mismanagement and weight. They were on that stone right away. After that long discussion, you know, it's a lot of time for the skip. A lot of discussion.
4-9.
여기 퍼플라인. 바깥으로 나와 차라리. 일로 갈까 그냥?
And Jamie Sinclair, she
근데 여기
skipped
좀 많이 떨어질 것 같은데.
last year, North Bay in Canada at the World Women's Championships, finishing 4th. She had a really good run.
Yeah, just outside the medals. She played fantastic. Monica Walker was on that team as well as their alternate Vicky Persinger. There was some lineup change this year for this team, adding the Anderson twins.
And did they play a qualifying competition in USA?
Yeah, they played a national championship, and I believe the team only dropped a single game throughout the week. They played really strong all week, and by virtue of that national championship and the rest of their season combined, they're representing the USA here at the World Championship.
라인 좋아. 잡지 마 라인 되네. 라인 괜찮아. 대희 아니야 수진이야.
And Team Korea, they've got a chance to close up the majority of access to the rings. This one's over curling a little bit. It's a good shot, but the draw is still there.
Yeah, it was quite a big hole to fill.
Yeah, she almost needed to play that tighter to the rings,
Yes.
just be a little brave, slip into the top 12.
Yep, into the 12-foot wouldn't have been a disaster. It has given Jamie Sinclair the opportunity now to come through that gap.
And one of the things we've seen from Jamie is that she is a really tough shooter when the pressure is on. She just threw this draw. She should know how to make the weight adjustment. They saw the line. And getting a look at the rock speed. This pivotal last stone for the fourth end. Jamie Sinclair and Team USA.
Looking for about 14 hog to hog. So 13-6. Is it going to stop in time? It is.
And that's a beautiful shot for USA. Full forefoot right on the LGT logoed button. And Jamie Sinclair comes up with a huge shot to tie up this game.
Really good. Great throw. Good judge on that, guys. 3-6.
USA 2, Korea 2. Korea has the last stone advantage when we come back for the fifth.
Playing 5? 그거 아니라 말을 해야 될 것 같아. 나또 잡아오는 게 나을 것 같아서 그냥 잡아오라 했어.
그렇지. So there. 2. Line's good. 3. Over curling. 2. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Good judge. Ugh. I hate that.
The first stone of the fifth end is in play. Team USA starts off with a center guard. Oh, we get a look at the first time come around the center guard tactic for Team Korea.
룸이야. 이거 진짜 룸이야. 7, 6. 야. 가야 된다. 약하다. 야. 좀만 더. 좀만 더. 좀만 더. 넷.
And we've got a team sweep happening, dragging that rock as far as they can. Yang Tae, powerful sweeper.
이건 또 잘 안 나가기를.
Make it good.
So that tactic for Korea, coming underneath the center guard.
Yeah, they've not put out their corner, so they don't want to go for their, necessarily go for their multiple score at this end. They're maybe thinking if we can blank the fifth, then we come into the even ends in the second half of the game to score. That was an interesting call there from USA.
Yeah, I think they were just trying to get to the face of that stone, but now we take a look over at Latvia and Canada on sheet C.
Canada line 2. Evita Stasa Sarsune just needs to be fully in the 8 foot. Needs this draw to tie the game. Sweepers seem fairly happy with this. And made that perfectly. So Latvia score 1, tie the game, 3-all after 4.
It's a nice start for Stasa Sarsune as we take a look at sheet D. Denmark playing Sweden.
Sweden line 2 in the 4 foot. Madeleine Dupont still looking for their first win on the board this week.
It's almost like she's got a shot just to hold them. This is, there's no good access to the one on the button.
Nope, so it's damage limitation. So lose another one. And they go down 4-1 to Sweden after 4.
It's going to be a tough fight back for the home nation. Denmark and Madeleine Dupont. On our feature sheet, we've seen a couple of shots come up short, which seems to be a bit of the theme, but a nice double takeout for Team Korea. Yang Tae, she throws that big takeout weight.
I was just going to say, you can see the time clocks in the background there. Both teams have got 38 minutes of thinking time to play their 10 ends, so it's up to them how they manage their time. Can't afford to run out of time or they'll lose the game. USA just hit and roll into the gap. So as we said, Korea are probably trying to blank this end, but if they do get the hit and roll and can generate a 2, I'm sure they'll take it. Trying to keep the shooter in play.
looking at the time remaining. USA about 23 minutes. And time's ticking. You can see it ticks while they are thinking, while they're making their shot selection. The second the rock gets put into play, that time clock stops. And so USA down a couple of minutes to Korea, but both teams still lots of time. You've got 38 minutes for the whole game. You want about at least 19 and a bit at halftime.
Yeah, ideally you want slightly more time when you're playing 8, 9 and 10 ends. Just when more stones could be in play, bigger decisions to make. You don't want to have to rush your shots. So we see a lovely draw around there. USA buried behind that guard. And now, because Korea rolled out and allowed USA to come around, Korea have to chase this.
Is this a straight peel or the run back?
They wanted the run back. They want to take the guard and the one in the house. And just like that.
USA clear with their goals. They're going to keep trying to force Korea into some offense here. Perfectly managed angles. Those shots are so challenging. So this is the same draw that Sarah just made really well.
Gotta go, man. Gotta go. Go, go, go for line. Gotta go. Keep going, keep going.
Trying to drag it down and get as much curl as they can.
And they bury a good piece of that stone. That's a super shot there. And with the half shot, Korea's thinking maybe they need to shift to offense.
Can run the red right back onto the yellow.
Yeah, they just played that. They know exactly how this spot runs.
Yeah, this is a good goal. Because if
Yeah, it's nice that they get the Olympic champion seal of approval from Rona.
they looked initially at just splitting the yellow out, but if they do that, USA will put a better one round. Unfortunately, didn't stick around, but did remove it from play, which was a first objective. However, the guard is now right over the button for
Yep.
USA to come around.
Yep, it's on center. So you can see how much the ice is curling from left to right for the shooter. Where Sarah Anderson, USA's vice skip, is standing, that's the target. That's where the shooter will slide and release the rock towards that. And because of the rotation and the speed, the rock will move 4.5 feet. Maybe even a little bit more. It's really curling tonight, Rona.
It is, and as we said, when ice does change, it's the team that gets on top of it first, of the conditions, that are going to come out winners.
14. Oh, it's all there. Back button. Bring it back here.
This one's looking a wee bit steamy. Is it going to stop? Just back tee.
Our fault. Sorry. 30. 좀만 더. 거기까지.
Again, Korea don't want to take a one here.
Yeah, and this is decision time. Can they hit and roll to the wing and force USA to hit back,
Yeah, it's
or make a
good,
difficult choice?
I think with the good swing, you can see there, you can see a good part of the stone, so she just taps it back. Play a back ring weight. Important thing, as you say, keep the shooter.
Yeah, and the important thing for USA is to remember that their goal of this end was probably to force Korea to a single point.
웨이트 조금 주는 것 같아.
Kim and G called her sweepers on straight away. Take them off though. Bit of panic sweep there.
Yeah, it's a little heavier than she thought.
Got
She
a long
has
way to curl.
no piece of that stone just yet. Wow. That was a bit of a panic sweep for sure.
The weight she played was good for what she wanted to do, but what an opportunity now for USA to come around, sit top button, lie two, make it very difficult for Korea even to score one.
Yeah, and that's the kind of situation where you think, you know, your goal was to force a single point, and now all of a sudden with that half shot or miss shot by Korea, Team USA's goal is now to steal.
Definitely, and they could steal a two here. It's a couple of shots we've seen today. Kim Min-ji, just when she's playing the tap back weight, she's just taking too much ice.
Yeah, just not trusting her throw either, because she's the one that called them on right away, right out of hand. And now Jamie's shot looks very heavy as well.
She can be anywhere short here.
It's gonna stop right on the tee.
Yep, go, 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 go.
Just leave it. Then they have to tap it.
That's exactly where she didn't really want to put that stone.
Yeah, the
Hasn't
double
left a double
takeout.
for two now.
범퍼.
Can Kim Min-ji see enough of it to lift the double?
좀만 더. 거기까지.
범퍼.
거기야.
At least it's curled enough in the inside.
범퍼면 나가 노란 거?
괜찮을 것 같은데?
60 보여, 60.
60 정도 보여.
컨트롤.
Korea could draw for one here.
60.
They're willing to give up a single point, though, if they
Yes.
can, in exchange for two. It's a great risk-reward decision.
범퍼?
Yeah, if that red wasn't in the back ring, you would see a draw. But when you've got a chance for two, you have to take it.
Yeah, and this is why you mentioned earlier that they are very good at getting 2 points with when they have the last stone.
정도면 범퍼도 괜찮을 것 같은데.
And all USA can do is just watch.
She has to pass the guard by not a lot here.
Yeah. And she just moved her ice out a little bit, Rona.
And to keep the shooter in play, be interesting to see what weight she throws. Yeah, she's not throwing big weight.
Yeah, it's a control, kind of normal weight. Oh, and this one's running wide again.
She's got to remove at least one of them. Not enough. USA steal.
Yeah, that's a pretty big momentum swing there. The good news for Min-ji Kim and Team Korea is that they've got the last stone advantage when we come back. They trail United States by a single point.
I don't have a slider on like all these slideys.
I literally just take my gripper off for this.
In the second end, Kim Min-ji looking at a difficult angle raise to try and pick United States off the button. Has the stone away. And it overcurls and hits a little too thickly, and USA steals a single point.
안 나와, 안 나와, 안 나와.
The third end, opportunity, Kim Min-ji. A spot she missed on her first one, available to her for the hammerstone. She executes a delicate little tap to take 2 points. Fourth end, USA in a world of trouble. Jamie Sinclair needs a precision draw through tons of traffic in front of the rings, and she nails it right on the forefoot.
What? Great job.
As we check out our scores from around the rink, Finland trailing Scotland, playing the fifth. In the sixth end, Canada's got a 1-point lead over Latvia. And playing the fifth, Denmark trailing by 3 points against Sweden.
아웃턴에서 너희들이 웨이트가 그렇게 센 게 아니었어. 계속 잡아왔어야 돼, 끝까지. 먼 거, 먼 거, 짧은 게 중요한 게 아니었어. 위치가 되게 중요한 거였어. 무슨 말인지 알지? 그 위치를 서로 계속 얘기해줬어야지. 그게 너희들이 얘기를 안 하니까 그런 거. 그리고 너 콜할 때 선생님이 더 숙여서 보라 그랬잖아.
네.
너 이렇게 보잖아. 앉았다 섰다 앉았다 섰다. 선생님 무릎 꿇고 보랬잖아 너. 그러니까 자꾸 콜 미스 나지. 무릎 한쪽 무릎.
She didn't last time. She threw the corner guard last time. Okay. But just based on that, I think she's going to throw the corner.
Okay.
Don't you? Don't you?
I don't care if she hits
Because she did that. She did that in the third end. So
That doesn't mean she's gonna blank. 5 rock.
Yeah, delayed corner. Yeah.
Right.
if it comes like she's trying to blank, make sure you put the rock way out in the curly side, so she has to.
Right.
Girls,
Okay. Game. Last 5 here.
Taking a look at the head-to-head percentages, Korea and USA. USA with the advantage, and it's showing on the scoreboard. They've got a single-point lead. And the statistics, though, the real big number is that hit percentage. USA at 81% to Korea's 60%. You've got to imagine that that's what the Korean coach was talking about.
Pretty good. Keep on looking. Line's good. 6. Keep going. Yep. Looks light. 6. Yep.
4-0, line's
You're
good.
watching coverage of our feature game, Korea versus United States of America from the LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2019 in Silkeborg, Denmark. My name is Ann Swisshelm, and I am alongside Olympic champion Rona Howie. And this game is a tight back and forth battle between these two teams.
Certainly is. There's been a lot of good shots played, but there's been a lot of half shots. And it's really which team's going to capitalise first on all these half shots. Right now, as we saw in the percentages, USA are ahead. And they're up on the scoreboard, but Korea have had chances.
Yeah, this has been a game of momentum swings. Momentum swings generally come in bigger chunks with the last shots, but these momentum swings are happening mid-end. They are happening shot to shot in this game. And we get a chance to look at the accuracy comparison there for Monica Walker, the overall tournament in this game specifically. This game a little down from her tournament average. But you've got the feeling that Monica might have a mismatched pair of stones in her hands.
Yeah, she's usually so steady, and she's just struggling a bit today with that consistency.
And again, we see another struggle here tonight for Kim Soo-jin.
Yeah, the ice is definitely slower tonight than it has been so far, and very humid outside, and I think the players are just struggling to get on top of the weight.
Yeah, but that was a nice double takeout. You
Very
gotta love
nice.
getting to throw that as lead.
Yep, leads don't get to throw many doubles.
And the trend continues to Taylor Anderson, down from her tournament average tonight.
9.
She makes the hit and maybe spins on. Might see a little bit of air. And because of that, Team Korea is going to elect to go around that corner guard.
9.
Yangtae's not had her best game today, but there's time to turn it around.
Yeah, Korea with an opportunity to take command of this end. USA's got nothing happening in the middle.
That's a lovely drop.
And it's decision time for USA. They're going to chase under the corner. Oh, just
What? Yeah, I heard it. Thanks.
just too much weight, and that stone never really has a chance to bend after the corner guard.
If you don't like the shot,
Yang Tae. She's bucking the trend here.
Stepped up. And that's the thing, when a player's not having a good game, it's what they can give to the team. They're still communicating, still sweeping well, still judging. Just a wee bit heavy there. She wanted to keep that top tee, cause a problem for USA, but now USA could either lift the double or get a hit and roll. Now they need to go for the hit and roll when you see that angle.
So Sarah pretty close to her tournament accuracy tonight. Down a little bit.
A lot of rotation on this one. Rolls to the center. Chance now for Korea to hit and roll the other way and have two well separated across the house.
Yeah, and that separation What kind of pressure would that put on Team USA?
Yeah, they wouldn't like to be facing two both behind corner guards, but the only benefit for USA is if they're back tee, they can freeze them.
So another player who's down below their tournament average. So you spoke of the ice conditions a little bit, that potentially it might be a little different tonight. And is that one of the reasons why you might see a dip in the performance numbers?
Yeah, definitely. I think they've just struggled to get the hang of this. And it's not slow ice, it's just slightly slower than it has been.
Right. Or maybe it's curling a little bit more tonight. There's
a bit of
couple
both.
of things, yeah.
Yep. You can see there a lot of rotation. Sarah's delivery is very much wrist action.
Yep, she's got a lot of movement at the point of release.
But if she plays shots like that, they'll take it.
Yeah.
Good job.
Nice stone from Sarah Anderson.
Nice line call. Yeah.
Very well buried.
이제 너무 천천히 넣으면 콜 빨리 해야 될 것 같아.
So Korea can, again, just tap it back. They want to try and get their shooter to roll over. Not leave a double on the reds. Oh gosh, they're on this one.
Now, this straightened out on Team USA. This exact spot when we saw a little bit of extra weight, so.
Yep, they jumped on that and they didn't need to.
Yeah, it's all about communicating the weight. Those, yeah, and then she talked about it was a little up. So being really accurate, this is where the front end can help a skip call good line. If the front end gives accurate information at release, skip might not have jumped that call.
Yeah, that's where the communication is key. All four players are involved in every single shot. There's not many sports that happens.
This is a bit of a new spot out on this sheet. Jamie having a really nice game tonight.
She certainly played a lot of key shots.
She needs her sweeper to hold this shot. And curling right out of hand, never really had a chance.
Thankfully, the red went right through the house and didn't stay biting.
Yeah.
Or it could have been a chance for three for Korea.
Yeah.
So now we're back to the same thing that Korea want, to have separation between two stones.
The back end for Team USA, Sarah Anderson and Jamie Sinclair looking on.
There's very little communication between the two. Just as I said that, they start speaking, but there has been very little communication.
Yeah, it does seem a little quiet out there for Team USA. We've seen several of their games already this week, and they seem a little quieter tonight. There's still a lot of game left for them to pick up that energy and get that communication going. And there's some time for Kim Min-ji to pick up that shooting percentage, which was at 53% for the game. That's quite low for her. And that shot there is going to help. And most importantly, it's going to help secure a score of 2 points this end.
Well, USA could follow that down, freeze it, and force Korea to go for their one. But Jamie Sinclair's saying, you know what, we're one up. we'll just hit the open one, we'll lose a 2, and we're only 1 down.
Yeah, it's smart math from USA Skip.
Well, no call for sweeping here. Does remove it from play, that's the objective.
Yeah, and again, USA super quiet after the initial call. Really quiet. This is unusual. You got to wonder, are they maybe a little tired? Oh, there's a laugh. That might be hopeful.
그래도 이거 만져간 거니까 똑같이 나왔다고 기다리면 안 돼?
As you say, they are a new team, they're a new lineup for the 4 of them, so it just takes time to get to know each other and what makes each other tick.
And Korea, they get to duplicate the last shot. Unconcerned there at the end. Stone goes right on top of the other one. Korea executes that valuable score of 2. And with that, they take a 1-point lead heading into the 7th end.
We could go top 8. We could tick. We could go straight corner.
Do you want to score 2 or blank?
I'd like to score 2.
If they go in like the corner, if they go a tight or a guard, I like tick. Keep center open. Make sure we score here.
I'm not like super feeling draw away right now. Okay. 죽고 있어. 넷. 들어가 일단. 죽었어. 아니야, 더 죽어야 돼. 아니야, 이나우스. 아, 기다리자 일단. 셋. 괜찮다. 셋. 셋. 더. 오케이, 잘했어. 안 만져서 그런 거 같아. 몇 나왔어? 1. 영구. 세기 차고 주겠다가 해줘.
It's a back and forth game. USA down by 1. They've got the last stone advantage, playing the 7th end.
2. Hair tight. 2.
USA is going to take their opportunity. They're going to set up a corner guard.
2.
Yep, they want to try and get a couple on the scoreboard.
Pretty good. Great. Good shot.
But Korea will have other ideas. They want to get that centre blocked.
크게 돌아가면.
I wondered if they'd put up a second centre guard here. With the 5 rock rule, it's an opportunity to get 2 guards up without the opposition being able to move it.
라인 넉넉해.
And I think Korea really would want to have that last stone advantage in the 8th end. Force USA to a single point, or if you set up a steal for yourself, you've got a 2-point lead. This seems a little conservative, but maybe that's based on, you know, the little bit of a struggle for execution in this game for both these teams. USA trying to force the issue here. They are going to use that corner guard right away.
Gotta go then. Hard line.
And this seems light.
3.
Calling 3.
Oh. Keep going, yeah. Go, 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 go. Get it bounce it off.
So that's just a wait
Bounce
to
it,
let
bounce
the
it,
skip
bounce it.
know where the sweepers think it's going to
Good.
finish.
No, that's okay. That's quite a bit left.
Now here's a chance for Korea to put up
Yeah, I
that
think it's
second
the different
centre
rocks
guard.
too. You know,
What do you mean?
your first one's slower, so
Yeah.
I think I got.
오케이, 라인 좋아.
웨이트 있어. 웨이트 있어.
라인 좋아, 라인 그대로야.
라인 그대로 웨이트 있어고요.
라인 잡아.
라인 그대로. 잡아가야 돼. 불반. 떨어져 있어. 라인
And
좋아.
an ice that swings so much. Very difficult to put a guard in exactly the right place.
Well, difficult though it may be. Looks like Yang Tae has just done that. It might be a little close.
Yeah, they wanted a wee bit of separation between those two guards, so it's not an easy double peel.
나란히 온다 한 거였어?
Line was great.
너가 땡겼어.
3/4.
You got this, Taylor.
Yep. Oh, oh.
Yeah, great throw.
I was hoping for something good over there.
Cleared them both.
Yeah, nice steady throw. Opens up the center of the ice. They still have their corner that USA can use.
Yep. Korea need to watch as well when they guard this stone, that they guard the right side of it.
Yeah, they don't want to leave the side towards the corners.
I believe I hit them all.
내가 낄게, 내가 낄게. 하나, 둘,
재동아, 망이름이야. 제이야, 센터 붙어야 돼. 센터 붙어야 돼. 센터 붙어야 돼. 더 해야 돼.
And Korea follows your advice. Doesn't guard the wrong side, but actually, unfortunately, doesn't guard the rock at all.
No.
Board and big ball's okay.
Here we go, is taking a look over at Latvia and Canada.
Latvia lying 1 on the forefoot. They have the chance here for a draw for 2. Evita Stasasasuni, her first game of the championship. She was unable to come before now to the event. She's looking slightly concerned, but sweepers just nursing that. They seem quite happy. Is it going to stop in time? She can come up to the back one, and she does. Perfect. Score of 2 for Latvia. They now lead 5-4 after 6 ends.
Broom was in
Uh,
the rock. So our
And in our feature game, one of Team USA's players, Monica Walker, slipped while sweeping, and her brush did hit the running stone. She seems okay, but the way the rule is that there's a couple of options, and they went over with the official. One of the options is to leave the stones as they sit, And it's up to the non-offending team, so it's Team Korea's choice.
Yeah, they would know where the stone was going to hit when it was coming in, so they'd know if it did change direction at all.
Yeah.
So it's a sportsmanlike thing to do, to say, okay, you know, your stone was good.
Yeah, I mean, that's really, truly the spirit of curling. You know, that respect for a well-played shot.
Yeah, because a burnt stone is illegal and should be removed.
Yeah.
But if the stone was running, and when the brush hit it, it is classed as a burnt stone. But I think common sense prevails in these situations, and
Well, you'd like to think that, and it's you know, we've seen a couple of examples where, you know, it's been pretty competitive with the choices. But it's a unique set of circumstances in the sport of curling that the non-offending team has the responsibility of deciding how the foul is implemented. It's really a unique kind of pressure, and I think Kim Min-ji showed some true sportsman-like spirit in allowing the U.S. stone to stay there.
so USA just slipped back tee. Korea just going to try and tap it back to lie to. USA have got the hammer.
So
Just
this
going
looks
for
like
the
a
freeze.
freeze.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
they nominated
on
the
it.
tap back, but not sure. Anyway, it was a good result.
Yeah, it's a fantastic result for Team Korea.
She's giving me like a foot and a half less.
Back line.
Oh,
Hack.
what?
It's hack.
Pick
Solid.
it. Hack.
Solid hack.
Oh my
Sweepers
gosh.
are saying it's a hack weight.
It was supposed to be back
Hard
8 weight.
Hard, hard, hard.
And what a call from Jamie Sinclair to pick it. What that is where the communication on the way to the shot. Sarah absolutely missed that shot by, you know, 10 feet. 10 feet of weight, and her team made her miss into an opportunity by communicating accurately throughout the shot.
Yeah, and that's where the importance of that immediate call from the sweepers once the players released it. As soon as they relay that information to the skip's got that time to change her mind and make the most of the shot.
들어가줘야 돼. 아까처럼 들어가면 안 돼. 너 빠지지 마. 룸이랄 때만 빠지지 마. 시간 많아? 4초? 4초.
So we'll take a look at Denmark and Sweden.
Yep. And Denmark are lying 1 on the button. Anna Hasselberg going for a raise. There's a potential chance of 3 here. No sweeping so far. Wants it to curl. Oh, what a shot. Great raise. Score of 3 for Sweden. They extend their lead 7-2 now after 6 ends over Denmark. Sweden carry on.
Yeah, in our feature game, Korea executes a delicate little tap back. And USA, for sure, someone's scoring at this point. USA went hard for their corner and under it. If they put this rock in a good spot, Korea might have a tough choice to make.
swing a tap back weight.
Trying to get to the inside and just past her rock in the back. Does she hold herself shot in
I
the
don't
back?
know who's second shot. It's very close. There's 3 stones that could be second shot there.
Really good, Cole.
And the important thing is the shooter flopped in behind the center guard.
Yeah, and it has to be moved. It really does.
Or if you're Korea, you can come up and freeze it and make it very difficult to score to.
And that's what the call is.
라인은 괜찮았어. 여기?
I would put money on that it's the red that's second shot at the moment.
바운스 없어야 돼.
But I've known to be wrong.
라인이 좋으면 바운스 있는
It
건데
is hard to see
일단
from this angle. Might even be hard for the athletes to see from their angle, and we could get the first measurement of the game.
라인이 좋으면 맞춰도 돼.
Might not need it if Korea play this stone perfectly.
웨이트 몇 정도? 1.
Yeah, the good news for Team USA is that they should have a shot for 2. Might be a tough shot for 2, but
Really important for Kim Min-ji not to roll off here.
yeah, to get to the nose of the USA stone.
라인 좋아, 루치야, 라인 넣어야 돼.
라인 잡아가.
Sweepers on this early.
라인 더 올려야 돼.
All on it.
Looks a little bit light.
The line was great as well. Oh my goodness, now who is second shot? This could come to a measure for 3.
Yeah. The
And-
disappointment a little evident there on
Yes.
Kim Min-ji's face.
Because they have controlled this end. USA really only took control when they got that really nice flop in behind the guard.
I think I could be right down to there.
Yeah, and you go back to, you know, Monica Walker falling, stone being burnt. Those those are difficult moments. You know, you don't want to see anyone injured. We're a non-interference team sport. They're really challenging moments, and all of a sudden, you know, managing the emotion of that potentially, and then a great shot by Jamie Sinclair, followed by a mistake for Team Korea.
14-9, so... Oh, just gets away with it.
And a fantastic shot and sweep.
So a 2 for sure.
And they're going to measure for the third.
So the umpire will be called on.
Oh God, I hurt. Man, the crowd. The worst part was like the noise the crowd made, like when I fell. You know, it's like oh God.
It's interesting how USA are now starting to talk more.
Yeah, well, if one of my teammates fell, I'd want to make sure she isn't injured, and also scoring 2 points for sure.
I think I just went right into that rock.
That helps the energy.
I didn't even see the rock because it was right on the logo. Right.
I think you are pretty correct that that third count is the red stone.
I think I like turtled. You trained yourself at home.
I saw like your hip and your like arm hit.
Yeah, it hurts. Just mostly my ego.
So the umpire comes out.
Just when you're down. Knock me while I'm down, please.
We'll be able to see where the needle goes on the dial,
Quite
just
fast,
past
but
the
1
first
and a half,
tick.
really.
And
Oh.
doesn't touch the yellow. So that third count is the Korean stone. It's still 2 for the United States of America. And with that score of 2,
Good job.
Team USA is going to take a 1-point lead into this 8th end.
근데 스킵샷 잘했어.
첫 번째 샷이 그냥 그것만 딱 발라냈어. 내가 딱 갖다 붙여서 근데 그 사이 공간 있었잖아. 얘네가
그거 그냥 계속 땡겼어야 됐어.
그거 웨이트가 열 하나 쓰면 그냥 아예
혜린이니까.
봤을까 봐.
내 거 아니네.
혜린이가 말한 건데?
너 말하는 거.
난 너 거 말하는 거.
난 내 거 말한 거긴 한데.
혜린이가 뭐였지?
쏘리. 그거. 프리지한 거.
얘 지금 넌 너 거 말한 거잖아.
근데 나는 너 거 말한 거. 얘는 너 거 말한 거.
If I just leave this as a guard.
It's pretty light.
One good. Two. Two, three. 2.5. 1, 2. Gotta go then. Gotta go. Okay.
That was not good.
The United States has a 1-point lead as we start this 8th end of play at the LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2019. My name is Ann Swisshelm, and I'm joined by Rona Howie. This game has been a back and forth battle, absolutely each end, shot to shot, end to end throughout the game. Who do you think is going to pull this one out, Rona?
I have no idea. At this moment,
we were talking about this in the break a little bit, and it's you get a feeling. You watch so many curling games in your life, you get a feeling for who's going to take this game. And
I felt in the first half Korea had the edge, but I would say the second half, the USA have had more chances to build ends and have played the key shots better. Korea just struggling a bit to finish off ends.
yeah,
However, there's still 3 ends to go and anything can happen.
yeah, and we're going to get a look at these head-to-head percentages, and this is very important to that scoreboard. What we're seeing, Monica is clearly having kind of a struggle of a game for Team USA. Kim Soo-jin playing well, playing consistently, but neither lead is kind of blowing us out of the water with their performance tonight. As I say that, we might get a couple of outstanding shots here. Oh, that one slips a little far, over curls.
Yep, so both teams here, 8th end, they've both got very different agendas.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, okay. I think that's a wise call change. USA was looking at playing maybe a hack weight hit. If you ever touch your center guard, you're done. Your end's over.
Hold there. Should be nice. 5, 6.
Yeah, it's a good call.
Freezing down into the
One's good.
pocket is the call for Taylor Anderson.
Mon and Penny. 5. Gotta go, Mon. Yep, gotta go, Mon. Yep. Good, sweet. Good.
Yeah, it's nice there. Controls the top of the forefoot.
Yeah, it's a really good throw from Taylor.
백. 좀 약하게. 밀면 돼 그냥.
And Yang Tae will get the chance to play a little tap, move that stone from the control position, the top of the 4.
Yeah, at this stage in the end, you're trying to set up angles and give yourself something to play with as the end progresses. You're not trying to get shot stone with your front end players, not all the time.
When do you have to be shot, Rona?
At the end of the end.
After the last shot. Yeah, it's
so it's all about, you know, the angles, what you're setting up. You're always thinking several stones ahead.
I think I need a little bit more weight here just because the size of the curl's so much more.
And its ability to adapt. You could come into the end with a very clear vision of how you want to play the end, but if it doesn't work out at the start of the end, how do you adapt your tactics?
Yeah.
To what's in front of you?
Top 4. 6.
Yeah, and looking at those statistical analysis, Taylor, until that last shot, had really struggled with her draws.
6, guys, brooms. Whoa. Come on, if any.
And it's all about generating
7.
stones in the house rather than being reactive to what's happened in front of you.
Yeah, and USA may have created a little bit of a problem there. Didn't quite get the curl they were looking for from that shot.
The weight was good.
야, 여기로 건드리는 거는 별로야.
Curl enough.
이렇게.
Korea would dearly love to score at this end.
백이야, 백. 열대 백.
So they're looking for that back line weight. You see Kim Min-ji pointing to the back line. Oh, they're going hard for line on this shot. Are they going to be able to get by?
It's not a disastrous result. They
No.
have opened up the front.
Yeah, opening up that center is a good half shot from Yang Tae.
USA could put up another center guard here.
Yeah, it's still very early in the end. We're just now to the second half of the end. We're at thirds first for Team USA.
Normal. Close. Whoa. Whoa. Good shot.
And Sarah Anderson executes the majority of that shot. She takes the control back in front of the forefoot.
Yeah.
Yep, they lie 3. You know, USA, if they force Korea to a 1 at this 8th end, they'd be happy with that.
누가?
Yeah, it's the opportunity to score 2 that really puts USA up against it.
뭐 말하는 거야?
So there are corner guards there now for Korea, but they're not getting much of a chance to use them.
이걸 먼저 하자고?
They can't ignore these 3 shots.
Yeah, and it's a team meeting. Kim Min-ji can tell this is a pivotal moment.
이것도 나쁘지 않을 거. 아, 근데
Still
여기까지
got 14 minutes in their clock, so plenty time.
치기 힘들 것 같긴 해. 이거 먼저 하자. 이거 나중에 처리할 수 있을 것 같아. 살짝 바꿔. 살짝. 끝까지 괜찮아.
어디 바깥쪽?
테이 맞으면 돼.
As we take a look over on sheet C,
it's never gonna underkill
Latvia
anything, but
and Canada.
you don't have to, just if the weight's good.
Canada line 1. Chelsea Carey. Opportunity for 2. Needs to be fully in the 8-foot.
All your line's good, line's good.
Happy with the line.
Clean it. Okay. We're definitely tapping that. Yep.
You're okay.
Whoa.
You're good.
We're tapping it.
You're good.
She's got backing that she can come up and sit on. Yep.
Good judge.
2 to Canada, so they take the lead. 6-5 after 7.
Tight game, Latvia and Canada. Similar to the feature game we've got going here. Kim Hyrin made a wonderful run double takeout. Left one USA stone in the rings, but it did open up the scoring area a little bit.
So important here for USA not to hit and roll out. They need to keep their shooter in play.
And that's...
Oh my lord, they're all moving every which way. But yellow spun back in. That was
yeah, USA got a
lucky
little
escape.
lucky. Yeah, a little lucky there. What was it? Just a missed sweep call. Sweepers were right off, nowhere near it. I think that's when one of those moments for you young curlers out there, when you are not sweeping, you have to actively be not sweeping. You've got to be ready. You've got to be in position. And in particular, in arena ice like this, where, oh my goodness, there is so much movement at the end of a shot. And there we get a look at those head-to-head percentages. Both of the thirds are really struggling with their draw weight tonight. And it's been a tough drawing night for both of these thirds. Yeah, and after a tough game for Team Denmark, they concede victory to Sweden. The final score being Denmark 3, Sweden 7. And the Olympic champions add another win to their record here at the World Championship.
Going for the roll your way, Tay. Okay. Easy, normal.
Jamie Sinclair with a hit and roll for her first stone here at the 8th end.
No. No. Tay, double. Tay.
So a hit and roll out there. It's not what they were looking for. Now gives Korea the chance to lie to.
Yeah, it's a hit just to stay 1 and 2. There's really only been one shot played out here. It was a shot thrown by Jamie Sinclair that over-curled in the 6th.
How close is it to the double?
Yep, just want to hit this on the nose. They don't really want to roll in behind. USA might suddenly call their bluff and come around and freeze it.
Yeah, and take them out of the end. You want to sit in the open. So here's
Sweepers
this,
having to hold this though.
there's that spot. It curled again. But Korea successfully sitting 1 and 2. It's decision time for USA.
Almost half. What? Half.
If USA hit and rolled over, be difficult for.
You have half, right?
Jamie's eyeing up the double there. That's what she was doing. See if she saw enough, felt confident enough to throw it.
You got this. Hair more.
They go with your shot selection. It's the hit and roll. Try and stay hidden. Try and stay frozen on the yellow stone in the back of the rings.
About the same. Yep. Oh, easy. Whoa. Whoa, whoa. Close. Close. Yep. Yep. Hard. Hard. Rotate. Roll, roll, roll. Go, go, go. Okay, good call.
Yeah, and they just wait a little too long for the sweep. I think you've got to be really aggressive with that call.
Nice throw.
Yeah, they couldn't have harmed it by sweeping it earlier. You could always roll to that, towards that yellow. However, it has left a nose hit for Korea to score 2 at this 8th end.
How valuable is taking the lead in the 8th end for Team Korea?
Yeah, very, because they score here at the 8th. They've got another chance to score at 10. USA only scored at 9. Oh dear, she's not happy with this. Trying to make it curl.
And I think they've done that beautifully. They end up on the nose. Executes the open hit. Kim Min-ji secures a score of 2 for Team Korea. And smiles all around for Team Korea. They've got a 1-point lead. We'll be back for the 9th.
I think one down with. Have the hammer, have the control.
You're watching live coverage from the LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2019. We're in the Silkeborg, Denmark Sports Center. Korea's got a 1-point lead over Team USA. USA's got the last stone advantage here in the 9th end. After their discussion between ends, USA decided they would like to blank this end.
Gotta move. 3. Oh, no.
But it looks like maybe they've changed their mind, Rona, because this was a corner guard.
It's on the logo. Go, Sarah. Just Sarah. Go. Yep.
Yeah, and at this stage in the game, teams have their own preference. When it gets to the 10th end, do they want to be one up without, one up with, one down with? There's so many scenarios that they can have, and they'll play the 9th end accordingly to what they want in the 10th.
Yeah, and Kim Soo-jin, the lead, looking to draw around her center guard. So the one tactic we have not seen Korea implement is the double center guards. This would have been another good opportunity to do that. It just seems to be part of their game that's missing here tonight.
Yeah, they would dearly love to force USA to take their one at this end and go into the 10th peels with a hammer. But they're just not willing maybe to gamble putting up that center guard again. Maybe because they are struggling with their draw weight. They've just changed the tactics.
9. Play this running. No.
So 9, that's very deep in the rings. This looks like a 11.
Even short with that one wouldn't have been a disaster because it would have given them a second corner guard.
Yeah, Monica's so disappointed in herself. Just that little shake of her head. Now Korea looking for a top of the forefoot for Yang Tae's draw.
Looking speedy as well. They don't want to be back T. Just give USA something to freeze.
Yeah, so going through these decisions, the options. Jamie said we could draw under center, we could draw under the corner. Some input from her team. The run back looks pretty natural.
It
opens
does.
up the center, leaves your corner, shows some patience.
Yeah, because all they need is one corner to get 2 generated, and they've now created another corner.
Yeah, and this is a much less scary situation for Team USA. That rock in the back of the forefoot, not as challenging as the 2 stones in front on the center line.
골반도 괜찮아.
셋.
라인 그대로. 안쪽 완전히 괜찮아. 약간 넉넉해. 라인 그대로. 아리나, 둘만. 라인 좋아. 라인 좋아. 끝까지 가야 돼.
And work this hard over onto the center line. Just across it.
And that rock ends up in a really nice position. It might leave access for USA.
What weight?
Yeah, important now for USA to tap this back and keep the shooter over on the wing, because Korea are not going to be brave enough to ignore that, the way that they're calling the game just now.
No, and Korea's got the 1-point lead, and that's, you know, that's something to be very respectful of this late in the game. Oh, and USA just gets by the guard.
Wow, well swept.
Incredible sweep from Taylor. Actually, for Taylor, that's, I just got, that's my...
It's okay, they're twins. It's
They
very
are
difficult
twins.
to tell them apart.
I do know them. I do know them quite well and can tell them apart.
Which one's the oldest?
Sarah is the oldest. Not by much, but Sarah is the oldest. And Korea needing this one to curl. And they get that.
혜린이가 옆에 있잖아.
그러니까 들리긴 하지. Sorry. Control. Thanks. Nice control. Good control.
어!
Just clean it.
어!
Maybe a little out.
No!
So USA right off, trying to make this one curl. They want that shooter to hang around the rings. Oh, and it just does. That is so valuable. Even a little bit on. Great shot from Sarah.
업도 괜찮아, 아리나. 패브리 업 안 썼다, 야.
Oh, trying to spin it back in.
Doesn't look like they were successful.
So nice top 8 here. The speed's good still.
Yeah, just make sure you're there.
Do you like the peel at all?
Yeah, I like that too. I mean, if we want a blank.
Oh, would they ever do that?
Yeah, and then we'd freeze.
So the hit and roll out by Korea gives USA an opportunity to go underneath the center guard.
Feels light. Top line's good. Pretty light. Top 8, guys. 3, 4, 5. Line's good. Go, guys, go. Go, 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 go. 4. Hard, come on, keep it going. Hard, 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 hard. Hard, yep. Go, 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 go.
Good sweep.
Good sweep.
Oh, there's just nothing to be done. You know, and they talked about the weight. Sarah said, you know, speed's still good here. Taylor gave her the advice, you know, be there. And just nothing the sweepers could do. And now all of a sudden, look at these double center guards.
Yeah, when you've got last stone, you don't want to come up short and block the center. Great chance for Korea to come around. But again, they need to be top tee.
오케이.
Signal so hard here.
라인 안 잡아.
내거 근데 끝이 겁나 길더라고.
끝에 돌아서.
웬만하면 세지 않아.
Yeah.
4천은 짧아.
I could tap it, but I would just roll open.
이래 안 하는 거는
The USA going through its potential options. A chance for Kim Min-ji.
읽어야 돼. 만져야 돼. 라인 좋아. 만져. 라인 진짜 좋아. 라인 좋아.
읽어. 가야 돼.
라인 잡아. 라인 좋아. 뒤에 들어가야 돼. 라인.
Oh, that is starting to bend. You can see it moving to your right so hard, diving at those guards. She gets around. How deep can they drag that stone? Superb
Really good
sweep.
effort. Well played, well swept. She wanted it in the 4 foot, but it's better there than short.
As we'll take a look at Finland and Scotland on sheet A.
Scotland are 4-3 up. It's the last one of the 8th end. Finland lying 1. It is guarded, but Lauren Gray has a chance for a tap back. If she gets it through the hole, there's a chance for 5. But at this stage, when they're 1 up at the 8th end, a score of anything here, they would be happy with. It's a difficult shot. Just playing a gentle tap back, waiting for the curl. Here it comes. And is it through the gap? Oh, so close. But a great shot. The score of 3 for Scotland extends their lead to 7-3 after 8 ends. Happy with that one.
And USA tries the double run takeout and just hits a little on the high side, doesn't curl quite enough. It was really close.
Good throw. Good call. Opened it up nicely. Yeah.
And now it's time for a discussion.
Yes, I wonder if they'll call a timeout. Key point in the game. They've got options to guard it. They've got options to bring a second counter in.
We'll take a look while they're making their decisions over at Latvia and Canada on sheet C.
Canada lying 1 in the 8-foot. Chelsea Carey, a draw for 2. At this 9th end, would dearly love to get a 2 on the board.
Don't need to. Line's good.
Just need to be fully 8-foot.
He's coming down.
Yep.
Break it.
Trying to pass their own though.
Go, Rochelle, go, Rochelle.
Yeah. Makes it perfectly. Score of 2. Canada take the lead 8-6 after 9 ends. A happy Chelsea Carey.
Yeah, that's a big score of 2 there, going into the 10th and final end. Team Korea still trying to decide exactly how they want to play this. Do they want to force USA to 1? Do they want to try and steal? They've called a timeout. Their coach will be headed out.
If they put 1 in, they can't leave a double.
Well, you've got to think if they put it with any kind of significant distance with that 1-point lead, USA has got to play the draw and go for 1.
Yeah, and Korea would be happy going into the extra end. Sorry, the 10th end with Hammer.
백포?
Yeah, and Lee
백포 앞쪽은 아니야,
Songjin.
민지야. 뒤로야. T라인도 괜찮아. T, 탑 T, 백 T. 버려. 숨겨. 가드도.
아 근데 제가 너무 많이 안 들어와서 포크 문제 아니에요. 네. 조금만 보이면 날릴 수 있잖아요.
근데 무조건 들어와야 돼. 그래야 여기서 1점 주고. 그렇지.
내수는 어디든 일단 무조건 들어.
어디든 들어와야 돼. 그럼 1점 주고 하면 돼.
근데 T인 거지.
한 포프 정도 잡으면 될 것 같은데?
네, 포크 잡고 그냥 떨어져.
내수가 좀 죽은. 가봐야 돼.
아니야, 민지가 약하게 차는 거야. 끌었어.
아 그래요?
끈 거야. 이게 끌은 거야.
인사 어차피 깨 차니까 그냥 똑같이 살아.
오케이? 퍼프? 웨이트가 먼저야.
네.
라인에 대해서 계속 얘기하고
네.
나는. 웨이트 신경 쓰고.
어머 어머.
바깥쪽으로. 오케이. 여기까지 떨궈도 되고.
찝고 있어줘 혜린아 제일 좋은데.
So with the completion of the timeout,
이제 웨이트.
they went through
웨이트.
their options and the best way to execute their decision. So they could have thrown the guard.
Yeah, and then
They
you
could have
have
tapped their own.
근데 내가 또 서로 많이 한
I like putting a second counter in because on this swingy ice, it's very difficult to completely guard and show nothing. because all Jamie Sinclair would want is an edge of that stone to blank the end. So I think by putting a second counter in, you're really forcing USA to take their one. But I think the key for them was where to put it. Where's the best place they can put this stone to A, not leave a double,
And to maybe B, potentially steal
in
a
steal
point?
position. Yes. I think they'd be quite happy to give up a one here and have the hammer. They need to work this.
Boy, does that stone curl so much at the end there. But it left a pretty wide open hit and roll for Team USA. There is the potential angle slash. It's risky though.
Risk versus reward at this stage in the date.
I think we know the outturn better.
And this is where the analytics come in and are so significant. What are your chances if you're tied with versus one down, tied without versus one down with? How valuable is that against this team? There's not a lot of history. Remember, this team is pretty new to the international women's scene this year.
And it is the first year we've had the 5-rock rule. So the stats for this season are really still being produced.
Yeah, there's not a ton of data out there yet. Teams are still experimenting. That said, Korea has successfully forced USA to take a single point in this end. Now it's up to USA whether they can grab that point or not. Oh, and they do not. Korea steals a single point and takes a 2-point lead going into the 10th end. Huge momentum shift. Stick around. Let's see how this one finishes up.
Yeah, straight corner. Probably the intern side seems to move better. Yeah, whatever you like. Okay.
Yeah, and move things around. Let's do it. Let's have a good end.
라인 좋아. 8, 7,
라인 안 나와도 돼.
7, 8.
가야 돼. 바지를 크게 돌아가. 크게 돌아가. 얍. 한 명만. 가야 돼. 좀만 더.
혜린이
가야
와.
돼. 혜린이 봐.
괜찮아.
얍. 더 떨어져야 돼.
혜리 와야 돼. 혜리 와야 돼.
가야 돼.
잘했어.
자.
We're in the 10th end. This is live coverage of the LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2019. 10th final end. Team USA down by 2 points to Team Korea. Team USA must score 2 to take this into an extra end, into overtime. Korea gonna look to defend that lead that they've got. Is this the new 5-rock rule? Is this one of those situations that the 5-rock rule can really benefit Team USA?
Absolutely. With that opportunity to get up an extra guard, you can score a 3 much more readily than you used to be able to. But it'll be interesting to see how Korea play this end.
Yeah, they're up in the score. They don't need any guards, so they put their rocks right in the rings.
They could have attempted to tick that guard if they'd wanted.
Ooh, that would have been a very bold choice. I would have liked to have seen that.
So would I.
Yeah. No harm, no foul, because they don't need rocks in play. They've got a 2-point lead.
Bring it 3.
Rocks in play could be an enemy to Korea when USA are going to freeze and put up guards. Also, if Korea do start clearing, the more of their stones in the house, the more chance of jamming.
Yeah, and Monica Walker puts up a double corner guard. Now why would you put both of them on the same side?
Yeah, so they know that it would take probably 2 stones for Korea to clear both those guards. They would have liked slightly more separation between them, so they would have to take the top one, then the one behind. So Korea putting another one in.
Yeah, just loading them up there in the center of the rings. Oh boy, that's staggered.
Yeah, they've not got the line right on these stones. The weights haven't been bad, but just getting the wrong line.
Yeah, they've actually struggled with that turn a couple of times this game. And again, we've seen the, draws being a bit of a struggle for a lot of the players out there tonight.
So it's a good chance now for Taylor Anderson to get a hit and roll, and then Korea will chase the guards. Takes a double. Yeah, rolls the other way, but
It's not the worst position for that stone to end up. I mean, Korea has got to go after it, and potentially their shooter now just sits biting in the 8-foot.
if I was Korea, you're probably happy just to take this yellow and run. But they know USA are coming round those corner guards.
No matter where the shooter ends up.
Yeah.
And there it is. It's biting the 8-foot, but it's way out on the wing.
And also, it could be used as a guard for USA later in the end to come around, because there is such a big swing there.
Right, there's such a big finish at the end for draws.
So that's why ideally they want, if they just spun that yellow off and left the red behind, it was further in.
They definitely played the easier shot as opposed to picking the yellow off the top, but you're absolutely right. It would be much better to be sitting full 8-foot right now.
And now it's going to take 2 shots probably for Korea to lift these guards.
That works. Further than I thought. Yeah. Good throw.
that stone slipping so far back in the rings.
I think I said it. Yeah, that's fine. Good job. Sorry. No, that was all right. Sarah, make sure you have more ice.
So Korea is not going to go to peel the guards. They're going to try and play defense through offense.
Yep, and do you know, if that's what works for them, absolutely.
라인 좀 타이트. 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 클린. 여덟, 아홉. 라인 클린해. 라인 아홉. 오, 웨이트 좋아. 웨이트만. 웨이트는 있어. 그럼 안 돼, 루미야. 열하나. 열둘. 기다려. 떨어져야 돼. 열둘 빼.
Pretty heavy though.
Yeah, this is pretty heavy. It might slip right by the U.S. stone. No, it runs into it.
It is a counter though.
Can I just like an inch
Yeah.
more? Sure. Yeah, it seems good.
Korea have got as well that cushion that they can afford to lose a 2, they still get an extra end with the
Right.
hammer.
7. Line's good.
It's not like if they lose a 2, they lose the game.
7. Line only. Line's good. Bit of room.
But there is still a chance for USA to go for their 3. They've got the cover there.
Bit of room. Well, currently still 7-8. Okay. I don't want to go. I don't think so.
Yeah, really nice shot.
Yeah, that's a lovely draw.
Good judge.
확실히 붙어줘야 돼.
9.
여덟도 괜찮아, 혜린아.
So Korea sticking to their game plan. Defense through offense.
여덟. 라인 괜찮아, 웨이트만. 아홉. 기다려야 돼.
Kim Hae-rin.
기다려야 돼. 라인 괜찮아. 여덟. 라인 좋아, 웨이트만.
기다릴게. 9. 오케이.
This has got a long way to curl, looking
웨이트 헤비.
quite heavy.
많이 갈 것 같아.
10.
Oh, just spins off, so a great chance now for USA.
And while USA ponders their opportunity, we get a look at handshakes. Finland conceding to Scotland, who is being skipped by their alternate, Lauren Gray. What a wonderful win for Team Scotland.
Yeah, you just can't stuff it nose, basically. Hair high.
This is a great opportunity now for USA to go for 3.
Do like control to normal.
I was leaning towards like board.
Yeah. Okay.
You just gotta stay here.
Yep.
Right?
Control.
Board.
Okay. Forward.
It'll move nice, gradual here.
Yeah. Forward on the center line, you like?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay,
And we can always do plan B and, you know.
USA making sure everybody's on the same page.
Okay, I'm trying to throw a nice 10-5 to 11, I think is the tolerance. Forward here. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so 11. I like it.
This is her shot. She's at 90% on 10 hits.
Close. Yep.
Valuable
Yeah, good
weapon for
board.
Team USA.
Hard. Gotta go. Yep, all the way. Hard. 11-4. Whoa.
Could have actually upped in the sweeping there a bit.
Pretty good weight.
I thought that would run a little straighter.
Oh, it was like, okay, just a little bit.
Great shot.
So now, key shot for Korea.
Yeah, and there's a pocket there to settle into.
But we've seen so many occasions tonight Korea just being wide and heavy and rubbing off.
잘 봐줄게.
They can't afford to do that here.
갖고 올라가도 되니까 스텝 붙어줘야 될 것 같아. 승희야 티.
아,
라인만 좋으면 맞아도 돼. 너 이제 잘 봐.
일로 잡을까?
Kim Min-ji.
근데 혜린이가 계속 해준 편이었거든? 혜린이가 계속 해준 편이었거든?
몇 나온 건데?
1 나왔다고 하는데.
1 찰까?
Pivotal draw in this game, but there is a huge shot happening on sheet C. We've got a live look at Latvia and Canada.
And Canada lying 1. But Latvia have the chance to nose hit for a 2 to take this game into an extra end. Evita Stasasasuni. Looking slightly worried at the moment. It's hanging high. Has she got it? Oh no, it's going to roll too far. Oh, she'll be disappointed. So only a score of 1. So Canada win 8-7 in 10 ends.
And the only game out on the ice is our feature matchup. USA and Korea. Korea skip makes a beautiful draw down into the pocket, sitting shot underneath the corner guard, really upping the level of difficulty that Team USA is facing. Jamie Sinclair is now going to look to draw it down onto the corner, freeze a stone in there.
Yeah, we talked about key shots in the game, and that certainly was one there. Kim Min-ji really killed this end for USA. So Jamie would be quite happy even if she bumps, just to give some separation to maybe give her a chance with her next one.
And did they oversweep that one? They could not afford to bounce out into the open.
115? 120? 115?
I don't know how much Korea will be able to see of that, but with the big swing in the ice, they can even afford to nick that red with the yellow on the way past, because the red's not going anywhere.
Yeah, the red is, as we say, it is in jail. It is locked up. It's going to be very difficult to get rid of it, but you might not want to get rid of the backing behind it, knowing how hard the ice swings the outside in.
근데 그냥 정까지 서도 어차피 못 빼잖아.
We could definitely pass the guard. There's a good enough curl there coming off that centre line.
정으로 보고.
안 되면 타이트하면 그냥 벙커로 가자 벙커로.
How can you hurt yourself if you hit on the low side and open things up for USA?
7번은 무조건 나가야 되는 돌이니까.
이걸 그냥 확실히 내보내는 게 낫지 않아?
Yeah, if she got it high and her shooter rolled, USA would just have a draw for 2.
나 슈터 사는 게 중요한데?
But
스테이로?
she's not taking much ice at all here. She's playing big weight.
She's going to roll everything off. She's going to try and sit 1, 2, and 3 at the end of the shot, Rona.
We can't see the line from here just to see how much she can see of that. But she's obviously confident that she can see enough. She's playing big weight.
Yeah. Big weight.
Yeah, she
there
can see
you
the
go.
whole stone.
And she's even willing to risk running it into the USA stone. This way, it's a tricky choice, but she should get action off the object rock. Working hard to hold the line on this last shot. And they do? They get by the corner. They make the takeout. Is there any way for USA to get 2? It's a really tough set of circumstances.
That red is so locked. That key shot, Korea's.
Yeah, Jamie's shaking her head.
Yeah, Korea's first stone there was just an absolute pistol of a shot to be in amongst those yellows.
Do you want to try
And that's why I thought USA may have tried to create separation with the
Yeah,
first stone.
throw
to
a
give
little
her
bit
shot.
heavier weight.
Because right now, I don't see a way of getting 2.
Because all these can go, I just got to keep my shooter in this.
And it'll be annoying for USA because they have got 4 counters in the house.
Then this,
But
the back of this, push this back this way.
Yeah, I mean, I thought about that too.
Yeah.
I don't
call a timeout.
I don't think so. Yeah, no, it's time.
you play big weight.
So this would push this way and then.
I just don't. I don't think there's enough room to kick that
No.
past this.
There isn't. No.
That red is really going to struggle to go anywhere.
I think this will just go right in there.
It's the same thing. Like there's
Yeah,
just not
same.
quite enough.
Room.
And you're definitely making contact with this.
Yeah.
So it has to be this one.
그게 아니라 그게 뭐냐면 너가 걸어서 그래. 너 잊을 때는
Is there anything? No, unfortunately. I don't think there's. I don't see anything. Wanted to give you some TV time. Yeah,
That's
underneath it.
Into here.
There's more discussion and laughter in the last shot of the game than we've seen
Right.
for most of the 10 ends.
Try it.
You just slam this and see what happens.
Well, nothing's good's
I
gonna
think
come
this
if I
has-
do that.
There's no way you can
have
slam
that
that
kick
and
across.
make that go that way,
That's
right?
what I said. Yeah.
Like
Make what go what way?
make the second red one go that way a little bit? Don't think so.
No.
It's just in there too tight.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You like this?
I mean, we
Whatever
try
you
it,
like.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, it's tough when the coach says, I don't know.
You have to throw that really hard.
I can't throw it that hard.
Yeah, you can. No, you didn't.
We'll see.
Well, they're trying to play a cross house, crazy angle triple. Again, Jamie just not sure it's there.
Yeah.
The team not sure it's there. The coach not sure anything's there.
Hair less.
Two very well executed shots by Kim Min-ji at this end.
And the last stone is away. Is there a miracle to be had for Team USA? Just hits it a little too thin. We'll never know. With that, Team Korea takes this final game. They add 2 points to their tally. It's a 9-5 victory for Korea over Team United States.
수지야 그게 아니야. 내가 자리 만들었단 말이야. 들어가게.
Yeah. We could never overcurl it. Like that's why we stay close and.
The wrong side of the end.
Yeah.
An outstanding opportunity for Kim Min-ji. A draw to the 8-foot. No problem. That's a score of 2. An interesting 7th end leads to another wide open draw to the 8-foot. This time it's for Jamie Sinclair and Team USA. A super hard sweep, a little tick, rub, 2 points. In the 8th end, it's not a draw this time, but it's an open hit for 2. Team Korea executes perfectly. And we head into the 10th end. A prayer shot available for Team USA. Hard throwing Jamie Sinclair. Doesn't quite catch enough of the object rock and rolls out. 2 points to Korea. Scores from the other sessions. Finland drops to Scotland, 3-9. Latvia doesn't execute its final shot. Canada takes the win, 8-7. And Denmark loses early to Sweden, 3-7. The overall standings from across the field, China and Korea sit atop, 3 wins, no losses. Sweden right behind them. They've got an extra game under their belt. And Denmark, Finland, Latvia, they'll be back on the ice tomorrow, all looking for their first win. On behalf of myself, Ann Swisshelm, Rona Howie, and the entire crew, thank you for joining us for tonight's live coverage from the LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2019 from Silkeborg, Denmark.